What's up, O'Brien Army? So we're at a train museum in Paris, California. Look at these tiny buildings. So apparently this place was built a couple centuries ago when the average human height was like 4 feet tall, I believe.
It was a little taller.
Yeah, a little taller. So yeah, they had like little toy trains and stuff. The heck? But that doesn't explain that train car there.
The trains aren't that old. There's just one really old building here. Entrance, yeah.
So there's the gift shop, and there's a couple other buildings. I hope these railways aren't still active. Because I'm fixing to stand in the middle of one.
No, please.
Hope a train doesn't come. Because I'm not going to be very happy if I get ran over by a train while I'm recording. Pennicet Station. Pennicet Station.
Hi.
Do you guys still do trolley tours? No, only on the weekends. Oh, I do have a docent if you'd like just a regular tour around. He is on a golf cart. Oh, so it's not exactly a trolley.
Oh,
Can we go inside of any of the buildings?
You would have to go on a docent tour to go inside the buildings.
how much does that cost?
$3.
Okay. Is that a walk?
What?
If we go on a docent tour, he just drives us to different buildings and then we get out and he explains it all. Do you want to do that?
Nah.
You don't want to go inside the buildings?
I do, but I don't think people would be comfortable being recorded.
We don't have to record them.
Okay.
You want to do a tour? Yeah. All right. Let me go get your phone.
I hope he's okay with being recorded. You might want to ask him that.
He should be okay with it. He's on a couple of videos on the website.
Okay.
Look at all these toy
I know,
trains.
isn't that cool?
Hey, don't you mind? See, don't you mind? Hey.
Hi, Gary. I have people here who would like to go on a tour. All right, thank you. Oh, wait, you brought it to... Oh, no.
What happened?
It's okay. I think you brought a package to the wrong place.
Oh.
All right, $9 for our tour.
Do you speak Broadway? Yes, I do. I have a little pin card machine on this side.
I wish I could buy some souvenirs, but I can't. Because I know I have a friend in Pennsylvania that will love some of these things.
Would you like a map?
Sure, are they free?
Yes, they are free.
Yeah. I wish I could buy some of these souvenirs because I have a friend in Pennsylvania who would love them.
Behind the scenes.
No, I'm sorry.
So yeah, I'm at a railway museum. We're in the gift shop right now. So basically, this is a place where there's old buildings.
Hi, Jerry.
Hey.
My name is Laurel.
Hi.
You're okay with being filmed, right?
Oh yeah. I don't mind that.
All right, good.
Was it for the esteemed?
What?
They got their package, it was for them?
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I get it now. Yeah. Yeah, I just okay, we'll get started.
We're gonna go inside the buildings.
Thank you. Of course.
Look, it's a tiny golf cart.
We're going to ride on the cart, save some walking.
I've always wondered what it's like to drive one of those things.
We're gonna take this and it's gonna show us everything. Remember when we came here, we walked everywhere?
You have to
remember
be
that?
careful getting on and off because it's easy to bump your head.
Okay.
Should we hang on?
Oh, I think you'll be safe.
Robbie's Wild Ride coming up.
My first grand tour. Look at this small house right here.
That's the building I was telling you about.
Los Angeles Railway.
So these are the oldest things in our museum in here.
This is the oldest building?
Well, it's the oldest
The oldest
railroad
artifacts.
things.
Yes.
Not the oldest building, but the oldest artifacts.
The oldest
It says, in
Artifact.
loving memory of our best friend Paul Mott.
Whoa.
I gotta plug in a light.
So, my friend Joshua would love this place. He lives in Pennsylvania. He's obsessed with trains.
So this is our representative of the railroading from the 1800s. This little locomotive was actually built in 1907.
1907?
It's the newest thing in here. Everything else in here is late 1800s or early 1900s.
Wow.
And we have the gentleman that's pictured over here is a very young man. He was much older, and it shows in this picture. He used to own most of what's in here, and he gave it to our museum in 1990. That's how we got all these things.
How old are they again?
Most of these boxcars and flat cars and whatnot are from the 1800s. This was built in 1907, and it was used in Hawaii. They used it in Hawaii to bring sugarcane from the field where it grows into the plant where they're going to process it. This gentleman that I pointed out, his name was Ward Kimball. Mr. Kimball worked for Walt Disney.
Oh, okay.
He drew all the cartoons and feature-length movies and whatnot before they had computers to do it like we do nowadays. So Mr. Kimball bought this in 1947. He completely rebuilt it. He named it after his daughter, Chloe. And he used it. He lived out east of Los Angeles, and he had a small railroad out there. And this was used out on his railroad until 2006. That's when we got it. So we've had it for quite a while. It does not run. It needs to be restored.
And they're gonna do that?
We are going to do that.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
We're working on it a little bit off and on as money comes in. And we hope within 3 years to have it running.
Is that one of those cars back there?
Well, these cars, Mr. Kimball had these built to tow behind the engine. We do have an old truck down here. Is that what you were looking at?
Yeah, that old truck.
The truck has been converted or made to run on the railroad track. It's one of the latest things that the people that work in this building have done. This picture here is one that actually existed in 1930 in northern Nevada. And the guys made a complete copy of it over the last couple of years. They started out with a regular truck and they've made it into the railroad truck.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been quite a job.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And there's a skeleton in the car.
Could you repeat what you just said about making the truck into a train?
Well, it was 2 years ago, it was a regular truck that you could just drive down the street. But they wanted to make a copy of it like the one that was it actually existed in 1930. So that's what they've been doing over the last couple of years. They had to take all the street stuff off from underneath it and put the railroad stuff under it. So it's been quite a job. And it's what the thing that makes it even more interesting is the fact that all they had to work with is the picture of the old one.
Right, yeah.
So they didn't have any drawings or anything. I'm going to turn on another light around here.
This guy looks pretty comfy. What's the skeleton's name?
The skeleton doesn't have a name. We joke and tell people that that's the guy that used to own the truck.
Can we call him Fernando?
I guess you can if you want to. So here is the oldest, one of the oldest things in our museum. It's certainly our oldest locomotive. This is a steam engine that was built in 1881. So it's 142 years old. And as you can see, we are doing a complete restoration on this one. We've been tearing it down for about the last year, and we're getting to the process of starting to put it back together.
Huh. Those must be the wheels over there.
Those are the drive wheels that go onto the front part here, yep. Yeah, we've had it jacked up with no wheels under it now for almost a year. And we've been working on it. We've got a good view. You can look in where they build the fire in the firebox, which is going to heat the water and turn it into steam.
Do you think all the dangerous?
What?
What is the dangerous inside?
Dangerous. Is it dangerous?
The what? I didn't hear.
He's asking if it's dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yeah.
Not if if you practice safety. If you do something dumb, yeah. If you get too much pressure, it can actually blow up. So you have to watch the dial to make sure you're not getting too much pressure.
Right.
That's part of what the engineer does and the fireman. Yeah.
Wait, you're saying trains can actually explode?
Well,
A
he's
steam
talking
engine
about the
can.
steam engines that they-
A steam engine, not a diesel locomotive.
Where is it now?
But they had trained experts that
Right,
knew what
the
they were.
engineer and the fireman would be, that was part of their job, to make sure that the pressure stayed proper and all that. Here we have examples of what very early railroad cars used to look like when they were all built out of wood. As you can see, these are all built out of wood. There's no metal in them. These were both built in 1881. So these are 142 years old also.
So if they were just made of wood, then that means if some bandit came by and started shooting holes through them, then
Well, yeah, that's right. That would be a lot more dangerous than a metal car.
yeah.
So this one here, Mr. and Mrs. Kimball restored in 1937. So this has been done for quite a while. What the most interesting thing about this one is that they did not restore the interior of the car. So the woodwork and everything in there is as it's 140 plus years old.
Wow.
And
What
in
about the
pretty
one-
good condition considering it's never had any restoration work done to it.
What about the one that was on the end there in the middle? It
The-
was all wood on the
the
inside?
caboose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that restored on the inside or is that
Well,
original?
that's got a twofold story. The base of the car that the caboose is built on is 1880. It was a logging, where they all logged on it. In that
Indians!
company decided to turn it into a caboose. That's when they built the wooden structure on top. So that's where they got two lines. It was a working flat car for a long time, and then it turned into a caboose. Yeah, that's one of the guys that's working on that big steam engine.
I saw a carving of an Indian over there.
Yep, that goes back to the 1800s when they used to have those in front of the stores that sold tobacco. So if you wanted to buy cigarettes or pipe tobacco, you looked for the Indian in front of the store, and you knew that was where you could buy it.
I actually am Indian.
Those were for.
My
Pardon?
I never knew that's what they were for.
That was the main thing. In that era, a lot of people couldn't read,
Right.
so they'd look for that signal, that symbol that was
Right.
shown.
Well, I actually am Indian. I have ancestors who were part of the Cherokee Nation and had to walk the Trail of Tears.
Oh yeah, that's quite a history.
Yeah.
Well, now we'll go down and look at streetcars. We looked at steam engines. Now we'll look at streetcars.
Look at all those wheels over there.
Green parts.
Money?
Try to keep that to a minimum as much as possible, okay?
Okay. Are any of these railways still operational?
Oh yes. You come on Saturday or Sunday, you can ride on the trains and trolleys. We're looking at.
Can I toot this horn a couple times?
Sure.
I am a YouTuber.
So gonna put lots of pictures on there.
Just the video for now. Because I'm really not one of those fancy YouTubers that do all that editing. I have a very few edited videos. Oh look, there's a Crown Vic over there that says emergency services. Ho, 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 ho.
Was there what?
It's see, so over the genders to close.
I don't understand. I can't understand it.
I
I don't either.
Peligroso.
I don't know. I don't know that word.
Well,
Sorry.
these are electric streetcars. What we just looked at was steam engines. So steam makes those go. These are electric. You've got the power pole here. It goes up and touches the electric wire, and that's how it goes.
They still use these in Boston.
Yeah, they still use them in
A lot of
Boston.
cities, San Francisco has restored a lot of these old ones, and of course, a lot of cities have modern.
Right,
Los
it's a
Angeles,
modern version.
Los Angeles has modern ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This one is 102 years old.
Wow.
It was built in 1921, and this one runs most weekends. You can ride on this one. So one of the neat design features on this is when you get to the end of the streetcar line and it's time to go back to the city, you don't have to turn it around. It has operating controls at each end. So you just walk to the other end, and then the conductor who's on the car, he goes through and he changes all these seats. So nobody has to ride facing backwards when you change directions. That was a neat feature on these old cars.
How old is this one again?
1921,
Electric.
102 years old.
Nah, so he had to be strong.
Well, if you're standing inside, it's easier to do. We'll go in this one.
I'm guessing that's why it's got the huge handle in there. Oh, I wanted to go in this one.
This one,
Smart like a Ford owner.
this one is newer. This was built in 1943.
1943.
This is the design that they came up with after this one. These are the more modern. That one won't open. You go right in here.
Tickets, please. So this is basically,
There's a lot of big improvements. It's very low to the ground. And much easier to get
this is
on.
the inside of a train car here.
Nice, comfortable padded seats, not those little hard wooden seats.
I'm sitting way in the back. Just like those old school buses. You had to
This was
sit.
built in 1943 during World War II.
1943 during World War II?
Up until 1963. That's when Los Angeles stopped using streetcars and started using buses. 1963. So the one that you're looking at over here was built in 1906. It's even older than either one of the ones we've looked at so far.
Wow.
Yeah. The man who drives the streetcar is called the motorman, and he sits here. That was a big improvement too. If you look at the old car, you won't see a seat. The motorman had to stand up all day driving
my
that
goodness.
one. Yeah.
So
So it was a big improvement for him. He really liked that.
I bet.
if the car got into an accident, he'd fly out the window.
Well, they were up against the window, I'm sure, yeah. But These are big and heavy. If they collided with a car, they would certainly win the battle. Yeah.
No, I mean another streetcar.
Another streetcar. That would happen occasionally, but not very often. They didn't travel that close together. Okay, we're gonna get back off.
Watch your head.
Now the streetcars run down the middle of the street, and where a lot of people are walking, there's cars too, of course, but if you bump into a car, you just bend the metal. If you bump into a person, you could kill them. So we have this device here that folds out flat on the ground. So when you get in front of it, it'll trip you up and you'll land on this, and you won't get run over by the streetcar.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, we got another neat one to show you right here. This is the rarest type of this type of streetcar in America.
A rare
It's a
streetcar
funeral car.
for funerals.
Right. It's a hearse. Now, if somebody dies and you have a funeral ceremony and then you drive them to the cemetery in a hearse. Back when this was built, at 1909, very early part of the 20th century, they only used horse carts to do that. So this was a big improvement. The dead person rides here, and in the back is all the family and the other mourners. Up to 30 people can ride in the back.
Tell me that casket doesn't have a body in
It
it.
doesn't.
Okay, just making sure.
So you walk across here, you can look inside.
Oh yeah, fancy seats.
Yep.
This is basically one of those funeral cars back when they used street cars.
Yeah, didn't have a very long useful life because the modern hearse that we have nowadays with a gasoline motor came along in the 1920s. So this was only in use for about 10 or 12 years, but it was very popular. In fact, there was so much business for it, they had to build a second one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But this is the only one left in the country. Very rare.
What happened to the other one?
They've all been either converted back to regular streetcars or destroyed. Yeah.
Destroyed.
It's just not open to look at. Yeah.
We have a great big old electric crane that was built in 1915.
A couple years after the Titanic sunk.
That's right.
Wow.
This is all electric, which is pretty neat. Most modern cranes have a motor in them, you know, a gasoline or a diesel motor. This is all electric, and of course it's on wheels. You have to drive it out to where you want to use it.
Look at the wear and tear on this thing.
And this is a 1906 cable car from San Francisco. This of course doesn't have a motor. It has a big grip here, and there's a cable in San Francisco where they use them. There's a cable between here that's always turning. And so here he's not called a motorman, he's called a grip. He grips that big handle and pulls it, and it goes down and grabs that cable that's always turning, and that's what pulls it all along.
Oh my goodness,
So there's
that's
no
like-
motor in a cable car.
He must have had like
So
huge biceps.
Yeah, they were. That was also mechanical brakes. All these cars have air brakes that assist you to stop it. This is all mechanical. That's the other handles are. So you got to really pull on those too.
Muscle power.
hire that guy to be my security guard when I open a business. Did this thing survive the San Francisco earthquake?
Oh, yes, it did. Certainly. Yeah. Okay. This one was built in 1930. and it's a one of a kind. It's the only one of this particular model that ever got built. It was an experiment, and by the time the streetcar company decided they wanted more of them, the great financial depression of the 30s was in swing, and they didn't have any money to buy new ones, so no more got built.
You mean this is the only one in the world?
Yep. This one here is interesting because it's from a foreign country. It came from Japan.
Oh, wow.
This was built in Kyoto, Japan in 1910. And it was used over there for over 50 years. The museum got it in the early 60s, and we've had it here all that time. This is an original car. It's never had any restoration work done like this. This has been totally restored from the ground up. Everything's new in it. This is just like it came to us from Japan after it had been used for 50 years.
Wow. This is in pretty good shape.
Okay, so that's streetcars.
Look at that blue one.
Our museum is one of the few museums in the country that have both streetcars and trains. We are also one of the largest. There's only one train museum in the country that's bigger than us, and it's in Illinois. We have 100 acres of property
Yeah,
there.
this one's huge. I've come here, I've never been on the tour here, but I've brought people here and we walked around outside.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you can tell how big it is when you start walking. That's why we have these electric carts.
York Boulevard, H to 7th and Maple only. Are these emergency vehicles still in use?
Yep, yep.
Wow.
Got them all working. We got, with 100 acres, we have a lot of brush that occasionally catches fire.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I see those vehicles down there.
It really is.
Interns on this side. Wait. Don't take off yet.
Okay. Oh, we dropped.
How does the brush catch fire? Party caboose. That's what that train car says.
Is that Orange Orchard part of the train museum?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our little private orange grove. We have one member who takes care of that.
Look at this shrimpy car.
I showed you the yellow cars in the other building. They were for downtown Los Angeles only. If you wanted to come out to Riverside, you had to ride on these big red cars. The company was called Pacific Electric.
The Orange Empire Railways Museum.
This is the biggest streetcars that were built in America, right here.
Wow.
They were nicknamed blimps due to their size, like the Goodyear blimp. And let's see, now I'm gonna take you through this one. This is a private rail car like rich people would have back before we had airplanes. They would use these to travel around the country.
So instead of
Now if you're a rich person, you buy a private airplane.
Or a Lambo. Whether it's a Lamborghini, limousine, jet. There's a Live magazine here.
Yeah, that goes back to the era when these were popular. Okay, so this is called the observation room where most of the social activities would take place. You'd have your afternoon cocktails in here or something. These are a couple of beds that are folded to the ceiling. That's folded down, makes a bunk bed. This will only sleep 10 people, and it's a great big, it's 85 feet long. So it's got some large bedrooms that you're gonna see as you go down this coming hallway here.
Oh, look, bedrooms. Hey, look at this toilet, though.
There are 2 large bedrooms here with a bathroom between them. So they would share that bathroom.
Oh, wow. Hope there's no disgusting people who do inappropriate things. So yeah, this is basically a hotel on the railroad.
That's right, very fancy. And then you've got a dining room, the dining room that serves the car in the center here.
Oh, look, it's a donations jar.
This is a dining room that will seat 8 people. And of course, when we get down for the kitchen that prepares the food. So this was built in 1927, so it's approaching 100 years old too, and it was used up until 1955. Here we have a smaller compartment. Still very nice, but much smaller. And then this is the work area here. When this was being used, you'd have a porter who would serve everybody. And this is where they live. And this is the cook area. This is the kitchen. I'll open that door for you.
Oh my God.
Hey, Mr. Gary, if you ever think about taking an off day, then why don't you visit the historic Hemet Theater on
I've been to
Friday
the
night?
Theater. I went to a movie there once.
Yeah, I used to volunteer there. I used to volunteer at the historic Hemet Theater, and I probably still do. I just haven't been over there in a while.
what do you do over there?
I was just an usher, a volunteer usher.
They had that fire that closed it up for some time. I think it is open again now.
The historic Hemet Theater?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been open. It was that earthquake that had it closed. And of course, that was when it was across the street from where it is now.
This one, this is like the one we saw up front when we first came in. I gotta go turn on the light. I'll let you guys go on. I gotta turn on the light.
Hopefully I don't trip. So we're inside yet another car. Hey, the lights work. The lights work.
Damn, that's it. Oh, man.
No smoking. It's bad for you.
What's the other?
So this was built in 1913.
1913. It's over 100 years old now.
We finished restoring it about 2 years ago.
This screen.
Wow, these things are, I mean, I know like it's kind of seems small, but it almost seems like by today's standards, you know, when you get on a plane, you're packed in like a sardine, and here you got like room.
Well, these, of course, is a streetcar, but it's not for like the yellow ones where you just only go a short distance.
Right.
These were to go between cities, like a
Oh,
railroad
okay.
train, but they're streetcars. Each one has its own electric power motors. So, and these ran as far east as Redlands, and then down to Corona del Mar, out into the San Fernando Valley. It was a huge system. Started in 1901, and it operated until 1961. And then now we have Metrolink. Metrolink goes over a lot of the same routes that this company did.
Oh, okay. So they just kind of took
Of course,
over.
Metrolink uses diesel-powered locomotives, where we're all electric.
Right.
I noticed this thing here says car lights. Is this how they knew when the cars were connected? So that they
Well-
didn't like accidentally take off without their passengers?
Not necessarily. When the power pole is up, there'd be power in here, and you could control the internal lights with these switches. Here we go.
The last thing you want to do is accidentally take off without all the passengers. Because, yeah, that's a great railway station.
These made a lot of stops, so if you got on and you were gonna go, say, 5 miles or so, when your stop was coming up, that's what this rope is for. You pull on this and it rings an electric buzzer up by the motorman's, and that tells him that somebody wants to get off at the next stop.
Does that buzzer still work?
It does, but you have to have the power pole up to get power. It does work, but not without power.
Limited to Vineyard.
No, that's the number.
Oh, look. It's another one of those old lights.
This is another one of the streetcars from the Pacific Electric. These were nicknamed, remember I told you the great big ones, they had a nickname, they called them blimps. This one was called a Hollywood car because when they first started using them, they only used them in Hollywood.
So there's a good chance there could have been a celebrity whose
Oh, I'm
butts
sure,
where
yes.
we
Ones, yes.
celebrities could have had their butts in here.
Okay, we're gonna look at this one next. I'm gonna rev up and turn on another light so you can see it better.
Hospital kitchen car. What?
There's a kitchen.
They had hospitals on trains?
Well, no, this is a mobile kitchen that would be on a train that was taking wounded soldiers to a hospital. That's why they call it a hospital train. This was used during the Korean War in the early 1950s. And you would cook the food in here. You know, we're not going to go in this one. You'd cook the food in here, and then it'd carry it up into the train where they'd eat it. And they didn't actually eat in this car. It was only a kitchen. We finished restoring this about 4 months ago. This is pretty fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what
All right, we're going to go out through here.
What's this one?
This one is pretty neat also. This is another foreign car. It didn't come from America. This came from Ireland.
I can tell that it's from the UK because of the staircase going up
Right,
top.
and it's got two areas. 36 people can ride up on the top, and 30 people can ride inside. They only had these over there. We never had these type cars in America. So this is a pretty rare one too. This was also one of the oldest streetcars that the museum owns. It was built in 1901. You can go inside this one if you'd like.
Okay.
It's very pretty inside. The woodwork in there is pretty.
Up top too?
You know, we can't go up. It's too dangerous and it's too dirty up there. We never clean upstairs.
You know what? This floor doesn't feel very sturdy. I don't know how Channel's doing it.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Follow the rules. Traffic stays to the right. Coffin cart.
For moving coffins around a railroad platform.
Oh look, this must be where everybody's luggage went.
Yeah, this is examples of old type luggage.
Is there anything stored in them? Oh look, you got some damage up there.
Yeah. This one is from 1932. This is also an extremely rare streetcar. Only 18 of this model were ever built. It was the same. I told you about the other one. Nobody had money to buy them. The same with this one because it was the Great Depression era. Nobody had money to buy these expensive new streetcars.
Right.
So this one is quite rare. There's only 2 or 3 of these left in the whole country. All right, we're gonna go now on a sleeping car.
It looks like it's taken a few beatings. That one looks like...
This is a typical sleeping car that people would have used to travel around the country before airplanes were so popular.
That one back there that you just showed us looks like it's taken a few beatings. Don't fall off,
There are
Laurel.
two private rooms on each end of the car, but most of the people that were traveling on these cars would be here in the middle where we're walking. This is where they would be.
Beds. I recognize this terrain from Harry Potter.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't this one used in Harry Potter?
No, no. This has been used in a couple of movies, but not that one. No. So this is typical of an early style sleeping car. This is what it looks like at night, with it made up for sleeping. During the daytime, it looks like this. The bed gets folded back up against the ceiling,
Ah, that was one of
and the bottom bed, they take the mattress off and turn it into seating. So it would look like this in the daytime and this at night. This one was built in 1923.
I'm assuming they had like blinds so that you could close them.
Well, yeah, there are blinds to pull down for nighttime, yeah, so it
Yeah,
would
they,
be,
you can see them right there.
yeah, uh-huh.
Hey, look, here's one of those private rooms.
Yep, we have to come back this way to get off.
Don't be running into stuff back there. These are old train cars. This is going to end up being an hour-long YouTube video. That's okay. The more time, the more content.
I'm gonna walk up this side.
Watch me fall off here and break a leg.
You got railings on both sides.
It smells like chicken in here.
Yeah, they're working in this, they're preparing their lunch, the guys that are working on the steam engine.
Yeah, it smells good, huh? We're gonna stop for lunch soon.
So this is in Paris, right?
Yep, that's right.
The Orange Train
This is-
Museum?
We looked at a couple of steam engines before.
Yeah, that's the
This is the
inside.
one, this is the one that we've been using. But now it's kind of going to so that's why it's all apart. So it's going to be another couple of noisy.
Oh look, snacks. Go throw it at one of the workers, tell them to quiet down.
Hasn't gotten any warmer.
We're interns from a program.
That one looks like, is this blue one a train that pulls exhibits from one part of the museum to the other?
Here?
This blue train right here to our left?
Well, these were working working diesel locomotives many years ago.
Oh,
Those are not running.
oh,
They
okay.
need work. They're just being stored there. We have several that are all restored, and when you come on the weekend, you can see those, and they'll have one pulling the train.
So this is the Southern California Railway Museum in Paris, California.
Yeah, and it used to be called the Orange Empire Railroad, and we changed our name.
Yeah, the Orange Empire. That's why I saw that everywhere. I'm like, wait, we're in Orange County?
A lot of places, but our official name is Southern California Railway Museum.
Yeah, that's why when I saw Orange Empire, I was like, wait, we're in Orange County?
Okay, we are back.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Wanting to do this for so long.
So you're Gary?
The weekend and ride on the train.
You're Gary?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you. Take
So
care.
have a great rest of the day.
You too. Gary. His name is Gary.
Gary, yes.
Look, this is almost an hour-long video.
Nice.
What the hell? This is gonna take days to upload. I'm guessing Gary's just going straight back to the freaking workplace.
Do either of you need to use the restroom before we head back to Hemet? Bathroom? Right now?
Hey, where'd Gary go? Oh, there he is. He's going way over there.
Yeah, either one is fine. Just make sure, I don't know. I don't think anybody's gonna steal my half-drunk soda.
Yeah, probably not. Who wants a half-drunk soda when they can steal an entire one? So yeah, this is kind of an hour-long special. It used to be called the Orange Empire Railway Museum, but its official name is the Southern California Railway Museum. So this video is probably going to take forever to upload. So like and subscribe, leave a comment, and click the bell notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.